Tick time, tick time. So we're going to come up here and make our helper function const calculate width. We'll say const chart width equals container width minus x margin times 2. Const gap between ticks equals chart width divided by data dot length. This time we're going to have a +1 in here. And then we're going to return chart width and gap between ticks. Oops, that should be a minus sign. I was wondering why I put parentheses on there. Oh, and we don't have any data just yet. So let's go over here and pass in some data. And we probably should say x key equals month, y key equals value, even though we don't have those as props yet. Come up here and we'll add our data. And we probably should have made that an empty array. Let's go change our line chart up here so that the data is always going to default to an empty array. That's probably a wise decision, I would say. And here we're going to say x key, y key. Since we're passing them in, probably wasn't the best idea to even do this. Probably best just to make a blank value in the line chart as well. And then maybe some sort of like warning to the user that you need to specify a key. Data doesn't exist. Oh, that's because we called it test data or something like that. Yep, test data. There we go. So we didn't break anything by removing these keys out of here. But it will come in handy over here. So now we're going to come down here and say data. Oh, I keep doing that. And data.length is greater than 0 and render x-axis ticks. Const render x-axis ticks. So the reason these ticks need to be a little different, see, we started with a tick here and a tick here, but we're going to have, say, a rectangular bar. So we need these ticks to be kind of inside and not spanning the total width. So we will do that. We will destructure our const gap calculate width and return data.map item index and say const x equals x margin times 2 plus the gap times the index. This should give us the spacing that we need. And const y is just going to be the container height minus the y margin. And then we're going to return G with the key, back ticks, x, axis ticks, index, And we'll draw a line right here. And x1 is going to be x. y1 is going to be y. x2 is going to be x. y2 is going to be y plus 10. So it's going to be dropping it down 10 more pixels. And we'll say the stroke equals, I think it's the axis line color. We'll have to go look these up here in a second. Stroke width axis line color, axis stroke width, I think. And then we'll have an opacity. We're going to see. I don't think we had opacity on our last one, but let's go see what our axis line color needs to be. Axis color. Beautiful. January, February, March, April, May, and June. We'll have a bar that splits each one of these. So yeah, we didn't have to add any more configurations. All that's good. Yeah, so in the next video we'll come back and we'll add our labels and we'll start to work on our y-axis.